thank you for your whole team being amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's not, that's true. It's not just me. I
Yeah.
have a team of people. You know, I have 2 producers, Larry and Will.
Big shout out to Larry and Will.
They do this and they help me be able to do this because, you know, I have a day job and I have things that you got to do, right? You got to do the things.
Girl.
You got to do the things.
Let me tell you something. At one moment, like we just got done our movie. Big shout out to our movie, Clicker. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Skeeter Jones, my bro. Love you guys. We just did the premiere for Clicker. Clicker came out. It's in theaters. And now it's streaming on all platforms. So y'all go watch the movie or whatever else, right?
Congratulations.
And the cool thing about it was I read for every single character in Clicker. So every character you see, I was reading for them, right? To help. And then I wound up booking the role of Irvin, which I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. That's a dream come true. The reason why I brought that up was because I remember being on the outside of the Chinese theater, watching all the stars and wanting to be on that side.
Yeah.
And then when I finally got on that side, it was like a dream come true. Now, here's the funny part, because we got to have some jokes and some laughter in here. When I was on that side and I took the photos and I did the paparazzi and the press, and they took our pictures and all that type of stuff.
You do the thing.
Amazing. My mom says, boy, you look a little fluffy. I said, oh. And I couldn't do nothing but laugh because guess what? It was true. So I asked for this blessing, but was I in the best shape of my life? Was I where I needed to be?
Yeah.
And that's an accountability that I needed to take with myself. So now, back on the diet, going on Runyon Canyon walking, going to LA Fitness, working out, because I saw it and I couldn't deny the truth. I've never been that big in my life before. I've never been this heavy before. So sometimes you have to be careful what you ask for, because when the blessing happens, are you prepared for what you ask for?
Right. Are you ready for it? Because it can
But
happen at any
man,
time.
when she said, you look fluffy, I was like, you know, mama,
Okay, Mom.
you're right.
Thanks, Mom.
You're right. So I'm on this high, and she said, pop the bubble real quick, like, you know. And it's funny because one moment, you guys, this is, y'all gonna laugh about this too, but this is real life, and this is what Dee talked about. One moment, we're doing the Chinese theater. We're at Universal Studios. We're watching ourselves on the big screen. We're seeing our name in the credits. And soon as that was over with, I went right back to doing security.
Yep. You just go right back to what you were doing before.
Yeah, the moment was great.
Yeah.
But life is still lifing.
Life is still lifing.
So I went from the red carpet back to security. I went from Mr. Martin, we know you like orange juice. Would you like a water? Would you like this? You have your trailer and all these different things. Right back to security. I went from being on HBO Ballers, had my own trailer and all these amazing things. Because when I first got here, I did security, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, God, this ain't what we talked about, bro. I don't know what. hey, bro.
Excuse me?
Hold on now. Let's get. And God was like, shut up. You were just on the ground getting beat up by the police. If you act like a security guard, that's how they're going to treat you.
Yeah.
But if you act like who you are, then they'll love you. I was like, wow, okay. So my friend, big shout out to Jeffrey Akoff, he played Tupac in the Death Row Chronicles.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He went to New York Film Academy. He said, I'm going to be a writer. I just finished my freshman book, A War on Friendly Grounds. I said, I'm going to be a writer too. I just wrote a book. Watch this. So we go up to New York Film Academy. They said, hey, you got to write like 30 pages a day. I said, what's that?
Like, excuse me?
Oh, no, that ain't for me. No, the devil is a lie. I don't like writing like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyrone Tan. Tyrone Tan was like, oh, well, this is the director program. The director is the person who directs the actors. He creates the ideas. I was like, oh, I act. I direct. Maybe this is for me.
Right.
I'm going to go in the directing program. He said, that's okay. He said, great. You're going to be in class 7 days a week. I said, what? 7 days a week. I said, okay, God, how is this going to work? I got to audition.
Yeah.
I still got to be on set.
Right.
So I get the audition for Ballers or whatever else. After class, I do an audition for Ballers. I don't hear from Ballers for like 6 months. I get the famous call from my agent and them. Hey, King Jaquell Martin, we need to talk to you at 3:00. Make sure you're available. Oh, Lord. I ain't made these people no money. I ain't went on no auditions. I ain't booked no jobs. They finna let me go.
Oh, no.
3:00 comes. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, King. Hey, have you heard the news? Hey, guys. I know I've been in school. I know I haven't worked for you guys. I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys did for me. King, you book Ballers. I know you finna let me go because I haven't made you any money. King, are you listening? I just want to say thank you guys. King! I said, huh? They said you book Ballers. I said, what you say? Oh my God! Let's go! Mama, I told you I was gonna be somebody. Mama, I told you I just wasn't no hard-headed little boy, right? So I call my mama, we tripping out, we yelling, we screaming, and we rejoicing, right?
Yeah.
Having a good time. So next morning, I get the script. I know my lines. I'm binge watching Ballers, watching every episode. We're at Fox Studios. I get the location. I get my time to go to set. I said, wait, what? Fox Studios? Hold on. Do you not know when I first got here, Fox Studios was the same place I was doing security at? The same people I was doing security with was the same ones that walked me to my trailer. They looked at me. I looked at them. I'm like, but if I can do it, you can do it. So instead of acting arrogant, I was encouraging.
Right.
They walked me to the trailer. Man, I get on set. Shout out to Chris Lofton. Shout out to Donovan Carter, London Brown. Shout out to the whole Ballers crew. You feel me? Shout out to Rob Wise, the director. He was directing that episode. I'm in season 5, episode 5, right? So I meet Chris Lofton, who's amazing, brilliant. He's the co-lead with Tommy on Power Force right now.
Okay.
Brilliant, talented young man. Chris was like, bro, you're the reason why I ain't getting paid no more. I was like, what you talking about? He's like, don't you kill me in this episode? I was like, oh, you got jokes.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, jokes. So that was super cool. So somehow on Ballers, they found out that I was the soldier that got wrongfully assaulted by the police. So they took me to the creator of Ballers because in season 4, episode 10, they did a shut up and dribble Colin Kaepernick style version of Ballers. When I met him, I spoke to him and I just said, I just want to thank you. You have the hottest show on HBO. You don't have to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
I never knew that somebody in Hollywood cared about somebody like me. And I just started crying, right?
Yeah.
Because police brutality is real.
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about it, but it's a real thing that we face in this country.
Yeah.
And so he spoke on that. And I was like, I wrote a book. He's like, you did what? I said, I wrote a book about it. He said, go get your book. Luckily, I had a box of books in the car. D, do you not know that I did a book signing on Ballers?
Shut up.
The same people that I was binge watching and celebrating were the same people that I was giving out my autograph and my books to on set. And I was like, man, God, if you would have told me this the day that I was getting beat up by the police, where I didn't know if I made the right decision to protect my wife or not in that moment, like, because I still wonder if I made the right choice, but we're both alive and we're both doing well, so I must have did something right. If you would have told me I would have been here a long time ago, D, I would have fought you. I would have spit in your face. I would have said, get out my face, stop playing with me. Because in the sunken place, you can't see.
Yeah.
You can't see where you're going. You don't know what's on the other side of the pain.
Yeah.
Because all you see is the pain. And I'm like, I'm a good person. I serve my country. I'm doing things right. Why is this happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Why not you? You can handle it. You're going to be okay. Because when you endure the storms, full circle moment, D, you get to see the rainbow.
Yeah.
I'm in my rainbow. I'm on the other side of the pain. And I'm telling anybody, if you could just hold on a little longer, I promise you what's on the other side of whatever you going through is beautiful. No storm lasts forever. I promise you that. But I know you can't see it in the middle of the storm. And I know it's harder when you're in the storm.
Yeah.
The loss of your dad, the loss of my father, we didn't even know about that about each other,
Yeah.
But there's something on the other side of everything. The question is, are you willing to get to it?
Mm-hmm.
Funny story a pastor said. He said, you know what? Me and my wife, we just finished church and stuff, girl. We was going to get some Bojangles. We had to go get some chicken, some blueberry biscuits, and that sweet tea. I was like, wow. And then he was like, on the way home, we had a great conversation. So we get there. He's like, girl, what you want? And sometimes it's hard for y'all to order.
Listen,
you feel me?
It's a real thing,
right?
Okay.
So they finally got the order right. They finally got the chicken. They finally got their wings. They finally got their bowberry biscuits. They finally got their sweet tea, or that's what they ordered. So on the way home, they having a good conversation and everything else. And when they started eating, they were eating the chicken and they were eating, the blueberry biscuits. But when you eat them biscuits, you might need a little something to drink.
Yeah.
What they realized is they left the sweet tea, and it was all across town. And so the husband said to his wife, baby, I'm going to go back and get the tea. She was like, what do you mean? Why would you drive all of it? He's like, because I paid for it. It's paid for.
Yeah.
So I got to go back and get it. See, in this story, a lot of people think I'm talking about chicken and bowberry biscuits because it's funny. But what I'm really talking to you about is your dreams. See, a price was already paid for you to be here. Mm-hmm. You know how many ancestors have given up their life and all the things that they've done? I don't know if you believe in God or not, but even God, when he died on the cross for you, a price was already paid for it, your dreams. The question is, are you willing to go get what was left for you?
Yeah.
Because a price was paid. A price was paid for all of this, D. Are you willing to show up and show out every time you get here? Or will you let the distractions of the day be like, man, I had a hard day, so when I get on the interview, I don't know.
Listen, I'm not going to look at Instagram the same way
You
after our
feel me?
conversation, King. I will say
A
that.
price was paid for all of this.
Yeah.
But look how you show up now. And because you show up, you're able to get something. This right here is going to, you don't even know what's going to happen. This is about to be a Cat Williams moment for you.
I think it might be.
And not because I think I'm Cat, because I'm, shout out to Cat, shout out to the bro, because I'm King Jaquell Martin. And I'm the best version of me.
You
and
are.
The frequency of me being the best version of me will relate to anybody who wants to be the best version of them.
I just can't even express how truly grateful I am for you coming here and sharing your story with me.
Yeah.
And sharing it for our listeners to
It's a
hear.
little Costco sample.
You know, just a little snippet.
Y'all got to come back for the
Just a little
meal.
snippet. You know, when I met him on the red carpet, I didn't think this was going to be the convo that we were going to have, but I'm really happy.
Yeah, listen, I told you put on your seatbelt.
He did. In all fairness.
I wanted, and the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because look at what the world is
Yeah.
right now. We're on the brink of World War III. We got a lot of hate going on.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to have a conversation where I could help be the antivirus to the system of oppression.
Yeah.
You know?
Be some light.
Yeah.
Be some light.
And can I give them one more gem?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie Transformers?
I have.
You're a fan of Transformers?
I can't say I'm a huge fan, but I've seen it.
Okay.
It's been a while.
I'm going to explain Transformers in a way that you've never heard Transformers explained before.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Y'all put on your seatbelt and get ready because this is about to
Literally
go down.
buckle up.
You feel me? Okay. In Transformers, you have a protagonist and an antagonist. For those who don't know movie terms, that's a good guy and a bad guy.
Yep.
The good guys were called the Autobots. The bad guys were called the Decepticons.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How did they come up with the word Decepticon? Well, Decepticon is two words. Deception, con.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
And the Decepticon's job was to come to planet Earth and steal all the energon, right? So it
Yeah.
can go back and power its planet. Cool. So D, have you ever been in a room where everybody was just vibing, we're all having a good time? And then a negative Nancy walks in the room, right?
Yes.
And then
yes.
negative Nancy comes in the room, and then when they leave the room, all of a sudden the energy changes?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had someone deceive you?
Yes.
Have you ever had someone con you?
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
I felt like, well, for me, this is a personal feeling.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm a pretty trusting person, and it
Mhm.
made me question why I'm so trusting of
Right.
people.
You hurt, you didn't feel, but it took something from you when they tricked you. It made you feel
Yeah.
some type of way, right?
Right.
And so you were no longer being yourself because you got deceived, you got conned, you were hurt, you were mad, you questioned why would this happen, all these different things, right?
Bamboozled.
So
yes.
that puts you on autopilot because now you're trying to figure out something of why is all this happening to me?
Right.
So that puts you on autopilot. That made you an Autobot, right? But an Autobot can never defeat a Decepticon. That person that came in the room and stole their energy was a Decepticon in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they took the energy from the room. So a Autobot can never defeat a Decepticon until it learns how to do what?
Not
You know?
not to be deceived.
No, I got you. So remember in the movies when we're watching the Transformer movies, when they're in car mode, they're always losing.
Yes.
But in order for them to win, they have to come out of car mode. When they come out of car mode, what do they call that?
The Autobot.
Yeah, the Autobot. What's the name of the movie?
Transformers.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the reason why I said that was because an Autobot, when you're on autopilot, you'll never defeat the bad guy. But you have to learn how to transform and renew your mind.
Mm-hmm.
See, the Bible says you have to renew your mind daily. So when someone tricks you, someone deceives you, someone hurts you, you have to renew your mind. Because if you stay in the sunken place, it could put you down bad and you won't know how to climb out of this deep, dark hole.
Right.
Because now you're beating yourself up. You're saying negative words about yourself. And then if there's life and death in what we speak, then you're giving life to negativity over your life.
Yeah.
But when you learn how to transform, when you learn how to transform your mind, when you learn how to forgive, when you learn how to have grace, when you learn how to have mercy, when you learn how to wake up with love, it's different. You get to walk with a different authority. There's something amazing about believing in yourself and taking action.
Yeah.
Because when you believe in yourself and you take action, here we go, full circle moment, y'all. We're like Neo in the Matrix. See, when Neo didn't believe, he wasn't able to defeat the agent. But when he did believe in himself and he did start taking action to save Morpheus, all of a sudden he started moving differently. Isn't it crazy when you walk into a room with belief and confidence and action, you're moving differently?
Yeah.
See, there's a power in love in yourself, because when you love yourself and you believe in yourself and you take action, you walk with a different authority about yourself.
What I'll say about that too is I think there's some confidence in like faking it till you make it as well. Like even if even if you just have a little inkling that you're like, I can do this, I'm confident myself. And even if you've never done it or it makes you uncomfortable, if you just believe that you can do it, no one's gonna know.
Let me ask you this. Are you really faking it if you're doing it? You might not be doing it right, but you're doing it.
But you're doing it,
right.
Yes.
So here's the thing. You're learning on the ropes. Everyone has a beginning, right? Everyone has to start learning somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So even while you call yourself faking it, while you're taking action, you're still just in the beginning stages of learning where you say you want to be. So technically, are you faking it? You might be faking the fact that you know it all, but the thing that it is that you're putting in action is actually learning, like speaking languages. Okay. I know, here's the thing, D, I believe this. I believe we know everything, but I believe we know what we spend time in. What we put our energy in is what we know.
Yeah.
If you spent time with speaking Russian every single day, eventually you'll know how to speak Russian.
Right.
Why? So because it's where you put your time.
Yeah.
So you could tell how successful you want to be with where you put your time. I know we all have jobs, but everything you see in this room, matter of fact, let me rewind that back. When I was in my depression, I met this young lady named Goddess Lahadi. Her name is Myrna Grant. God rest her soul. She was a part of CEO Spears, who Mr. Bernie Dorman, God rest his soul, who passed away. His wife, September Dorman, is now running it. It was the #1 entrepreneur conference in Forbes magazine at one point in time. I'm in my depression. My mom was like, boy, you're getting up out this house. You're going to go. Shout out to my queen. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to my Shiro. So she made me go to this place, and I'm walking around and I'm feeling myself, and I'm mad, and I'm trying to figure things out. Like, why am I here? I don't want to be around all these rich people, blah, 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 right? Goddess Lahadi walks over to me, and she touches me on my stomach. I don't know this lady from Adam. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like,
right?
excuse
It'd be
me?
weird if I just walked over and touched you on your stomach. You're like, King, you don't know me.
It'd be a little weird.
Right?
I mean, we kind of know each other
Right?
now. It might not be so weird.
Not too bad.
But
then,
still a little weird.
But then she touched me on my forehead, and I'm like, what the? But I wanted to be respectful to my elders.
Yeah.
And then when she touched me on my stomach, she says, baby, you got to give birth to that. I was like, what?
Excuse me?
Right? She was like, hold on. She was like, baby, you play sports? I said, I do. She said, who's your favorite athlete? I said, Kobe Bryant. I told her all the Kobe stats. She says, oh my God, you know so much about Kobe. Now, what's your stats? I said, what? She said, no.
Oh.
Keep that same energy. How can you tell me about another man's life, but you can't tell me about your life in the same light? I said, oh my God, who is this woman?
Like, oh my, that's...
Blew me away. Isn't it crazy how we know everything about everyone else's life, how many followers, where they're going, what they're doing, but we don't know what we're doing in our own life?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Then she said, D, everyone on the podcast, y'all see the podcast, y'all see the microphone, y'all see this clothes, you see this globe, you see this cup. What if I said, this isn't a plant, this isn't a drawer, this isn't a globe, that isn't a club, this isn't a wall? Would I sound crazy? What if I said everything that you see is someone else's dream? And if we're participating in everyone else's dream, who's participating in your dream? When did someone else's dream become more important than your dream? When did we become a slave to what everyone else's dream is? There's nothing wrong with you appreciating someone else's dream. The problem is we appreciate everyone else's dream so much that we don't appreciate our creations and our dreams. Because if we come from a creator, that automatically makes us creative. The question is, will we create? Or will we listen to the haters saying, why would you do that? Well, let me tell y'all something. Crazy is only crazy until you actually do it. Because everything that you see, somebody said they were crazy for trying to make it. But they kept doing it. But now they're no longer crazy because it's real.
Yeah.
So don't let someone trick you out of your crazy genius. Because every single one of you have a unique talent about you. There's something about you. There's something that's so easy that you can do. There's something that you're able to do without even trying. There's something that you're just magnificent at. And the first thing is just being you. So when you stop worrying about Kobe Bryant and what his stats is, no disrespect to Kobe, because I do love Kobe and God rest his soul.
Yes.
When you stop worrying about LeBron James or whoever your favorite actor is or whatever celebrity, when you stop worrying about celebrities and look in the mirror and realize that you are the celebrity of your life and believe and take action and walk in that, then your life will be different. And then you can stop celebrating celebrity. You can stop celebrating everyone else and learn how to celebrate your life. Because one day you won't be here. See, 3 things happen in life. You're born and you die.
Yep.
The question is, what will you do with that dash?
Yep. That in between.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the dash is the day that your movie starts to the day that you die and you see your ending credits. And there are no small parts in your movie of life. So even your hater's name will be in the credits, but your character is defined by who you are when you face the midst of your troubles. Will you be happy with your movie of life? If not, I encourage you to write different scenes because you are the star, the director, and the writer of your movie. What will you create?
The last thing I'll say to that, just because it's so perfect, and it's a very important message for people to hear. It's never too late for that either.
Never.
And that's one thing that I feel like I've kind of learned as I've been in LA and I've met new people and people that are truly living their truth and their dreams and doing things that they want to do. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in.
Right.
You don't have to be 20 something.
Nope.
You don't have to be, there doesn't have to be a certain prerequisite to having those things. You can have that at any time in life.
Not at all.
So I just think it's important to be like, age doesn't need to hold you back.
How about we prove it?
Yeah.
The lady was like 89 years old in Wakanda, her first role, and that movie broke records, and she was in Black Panther. She was 89 years old, I believe.
Incredible.
And that was her first role, and she got in the movie of her life, and that movie unlocked countries. It doesn't matter your age.
Yeah.
It matters who you're going to be. And big shout out to Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. I will work with you guys. You guys are in the cover of my book, A Warm Friendly Grounds, because you inspired me when you wrote Fruitvale Station. Mike, you did such an amazing job playing Oscar. That inspired me to tell my story, A Warm Friendly Grounds, and the Antoine Fisher story. So I can't wait to showcase A Warm Friendly Grounds and turn that into a future film. But I'm telling y'all right now, you heard it right here on these podcasts that I will work with Ryan. I will work with Mike. You guys will hear it first. This is an exclusive. I promise you I'm going to manifest it. So when it happens, I can come right back on your show and say, hey, you remember when I was about to leave? But if I would have left, I would have missed out on manifesting it.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
And look what's happening right now. And I can't wait for that day.
Yeah.
And we're going to cut that clip, Larry. We're cutting that clip so we can manifest it.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it to you and you're going to hold on to that. And we're going to hold on to that moment so we can celebrate.
Absolutely.
All right. I know you're a busy guy and you've got some Oscar things to attend.
I do.
So can you shout out your socials and just your website and things that you're working on so everybody knows?
Absolutely. I'm going to leave you out with one quote and then I'm going to shout out my social media because anytime I speak, I always end it with this. Two things. Amir Suleiman said, this is for you.
Okay.
One day you will be somebody's ancestor. Act accordingly.
Okay.
And I never saw myself as an ancestor.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And then he said, do you not know that death has been chasing you since the day you were born? The question is, will it find you in your purpose or your excuses?
Ooh.
I want to be found in my purpose.
Same.
Right? And my quote that I want to leave everybody with is by King Jaquell Martin. If you died today, would you get an A+ on life's report card? If not, and you're blessed to see tomorrow, you want to live like it's extra credit. Because tomorrow's not promised. We're all 6 degrees of separation from loving each other, but we choose to be addicted to poison. And every day we wake up is an opportunity to change your future. But it's a closer day to your grave. So what are you waiting for? You should be great with every breath you take. Because it could be your last. You can find me on IG. You feel me? King Jaquell Martin. That's KingJaquellMartin. And you can also find the podcast Whispering to Your Soul, spelled just like the words Whispering to Your Soul. So tap in with me, DM me, King Jaquell Martin, KingJaquellMartin. And y'all tap in with Danny, man. She doing some big things. You feel me?
Thank you. What a transition. Yeah. That was incredible. You gave such a powerful quote and you're like, okay, now you can find me here. Right. Thank you, King. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Yes.
Go do your Oscars things. He's dressed to the nines, guys. He's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I know it's different than what we normally do, but I'm very happy that we did this.
I'm glad.
This was a breath of fresh air.
I'm glad I got to be a little unique. You feel me?
Yeah.
And y'all make sure y'all look out for the Whispering to Your Soul clothing line coming soon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to need something.
I got you. Okay. Too easy. And I got to get you to come on Whispering to Your Soul so I can get your testimony.
Yes, please. I would love to.
Yeah,
please have me.
We're going to y'all tap in with D. Y'all like, subscribe, share, comment. It don't hurt to show love. And if you want change, be the change. This is how you change things. You share positive things like this. Stop talking about the problem and let's be the solutions.
Amen.
There it is.
I don't think there's anything better to say.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for being on the podcast. Thank you for listening to another episode. And friends, we will see you next week.